Hey, it's your girl KV back with another review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Today we are reviewing season 17. Is that right? Season 17, episode 9. Picking up the peaches. Y'all, this is take 2 because on take 1, I put this lip gloss on. Duck plumping, NYX duck plumping. I don't know, I bought it a while ago, just buying stuff. I think this was when Olandria dropped, and I was like, "Ooh, let me just buy some stuff to be buying some NYX to show my support for my sister." So I was just buying stuff, like just dropping everything in the cart to make it free shipping and all that. So I got this NYX Duck Plumping Extreme Sensation. Baby, it's going in the trash. It's going in the trash. Cause what is this? This is like, it feels like a jar of little hot sauce. You know how I feel when you get like real hot sauce on your lips? It feels like a jar of hot sauce. And just paint it on your lips. I'm sure it will give you duck plumping because you want your lips as far away from your face as you can get them. My God. So needless to say, didn't get very far into the video and I had to run and get a baby wipe to wipe this shit off. And they are both going to the trash. So I just put on a regular NYX fat oil. Just some little sheer. It was too pigmented anyway. It was like a red lip. Too pigmented anyway for what I'm doing right now. It's this going in the trash. Don't do it. Love you, Olandria. It ain't her product. I just went on a NYX shopping spree because of her. But yes, picking up the peaches. We pick up where we left off with the post-sound bath dinner. Phaedra is saying, "Well, you know what we do know," Kelly quipes in, "what we do know is that Portia has been with every Nigerian in Atlanta." Every is a lot of them. Portia said, "Oh no, wait a minute. Oh no, wait a minute." And Kelly was like, you better watch them fingers. I gotta go to like, "You better watch them fingers. Watch them fingers." Portia, "No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute." They get to standing up, and I was like, "Baby, Kelly, I'm not saying that you can't fight. You could probably beat Portia up if you can get her down a little bit. But while she's towering over you, babe, I was a little nervous." I was a little nervous. I thought she was gonna Donkey Kong her because that glass. Cause like, you have to admit, this is not excusing Portia at all. But you have to admit, when you get to arguing, some people just talk with their hands in general. So it's not like, "Oh, I'm trying to mush you," but you talking and you within arm's length, so you gonna catch these fingers. So, but the glass, I thought Portia was gonna Donkey Kong little Kelly. But Kelly said, I slapped you, I slapped you. I was like, okay, girl. Portia, the hand all in the face, glass all in the face. Security quickly separates them because they know how Portia get down. They know how Portia get down. Kelly hollering about how she'll slap a bee in here. Portia's like, "You slept with that man. You slept with him. And you mad I licked you back." I said, "What?" You licked her back? "Yeah, you mad I licked you back. She's just mad that I licked her back because she was lying on me." I said, "Wait." Portia, this is just an interesting jumble of words, okay? First, why would you say you lick? I say you got your lick back, okay? Get your lick back, okay? Not I licked you back. Okay, let's just start there. And two, what is she lying about? What's she lying about? You did sleep with that lady husband. She was still married to that man when y'all got involved. Regardless of if she had moved on, they were separated, she was pregnant by another man, they was still married. So where was the lie? I don't think the lie is there, Portia. But okay. But like I said in the previous episodes, Kelly is doing too much because she's essentially jumping in on a fight with Portia that ain't really hers. Like, did she sleep with your husband? Just call her a whore. Stay hide your husbands, but just to constantly be harping You know, it was just, and Portia, just because she's taking up an issue that isn't hers, doesn't mean that you get to rewrite history and say that you didn't sleep with that lady's husband. That ain't what that mean either. So for those that get it, they get it. The block is hot. If you make it to the end of the review and you don't know, I'll tell you what this from. The block is hot. CC, the blow CC. The blow CC is hot. All right. Rest in peace. Okay, I just touched that anyway. Anywho, now the ladies are in their respective groups trying to debrief or whatever. The miserables, that's the miserables, what do they call them? I forgot what they call them. But the miserables over there, they a lot of people are trying to make it be like, oh, folks don't like Kelly and K. Michelle because they're going against their fave, Portia. Okay, Portia is like a semi-fave of mine, but she's not above reproach. And also, I wouldn't mind if they was going against Portia for their own personal beefs. But if you picking up somebody else's beef and somebody asks you what your problem is with her and you referring to how she treated the next chick, that don't stand. That's lapdog behavior. So that's where I'm like, Kelly and K. Michelle, I can get it a bit because Portia with the miscarriage thing. Oh, you had a miscarriage? I wouldn't have been, I would have forgave her, but I would have let her know, hey, that's strike one. Don't play with me again. I wouldn't have been like, oh, girl. But I guess K. Michelle did that. But everything else K. Michelle got up against Portia, it's just like, girl, yes, the miscarriage comment, sure. Everything else, not quite. So, Kelly is taking on Shamia's beef with Portia. And she's just taking on the whole, oh, you took step with that lady husband, da da da. And now K. Michelle is taking on Kelly's beef with Portia. Because anytime they ask what's wrong with her, she's like, well, the way that Portia attacked Kelly at the first time I sat down and met them, it was crazy. Girl, that's why you think that she plotting on you, not because you have evidence that she's plotting on you. Have you done anything to her for her to plot on you? Like, I ain't saying that Portia not a mean girl. I ain't saying that Portia don't be bullying people. I ain't saying that Portia don't fight, put hands on people. I ain't saying that Portia don't start fights, but will start the physical of the fight. But I can't recall Portia just plucking an issue out of nowhere to have with somebody. Like, I can't recall her ever just making up an issue to have with somebody. I really don't. So that's the part where I'm like, okay, if it stemmed from somewhere, if y'all had fell out, if you had actually let something transpire to make y'all side-eye each other outside of the miscarriage stuff, because she quickly apologized for that to the point where it was like, I don't think she meant it as shade or she didn't want it to come off as shade. She quickly apologized enough that I wouldn't have held on to that. I wouldn't have. But this is just like, okay, Michelle, I want to be blindly loyal to you. I walked into this season ready to be like, that's my girl and I'm going to stick beside her. But I can't. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah. So, where we at with it? Kelly says she can't tell them what's going on in her business because they're going to use it against her because she's basically just mad and swirling from divorce stuff, but she's taking it out on Portia. And that's what really makes it lame to me because it's like, you don't even have an issue with her. Well, now you do because she said you slept with a married man, but you started the issue with her and then want to cry online about, my daughter sees this and my daughter asked me about it. Girl, I don't care. As much as you on here, she slept with that man every Nigerian in Atlanta. As much as you doing all of this as if Portia don't have a daughter that has access to the internet, but you want somebody to cry over you? Argentina, no. It don't work like that. She said that she's not going to let them know what she's going through and how she's feeling. She's going to come chest up and nipples out. I said, I guess, child. She leaves and Shamia goes with her. In confessional, she says she may be 5 foot, but she is 6'7" to be. I said, what? Baby, it's been 10 minutes on one scene. I guess I did have like a story about this lip gloss that's going in the trash. Don't do it, y'all. It's like putting a bat of hot sauce on your face and just letting it, it's hot. Yeah, you're gonna be duck lipped, all right. So Pinky and K Michelle, they sit there like they're in the living room or something. Phaedra's over there with them. And K said Drew got a funny face. I don't know, that funny face girl, she always got a hun face. She always got a hun face. And they put the side-by-side hun faces, and I'm like, see, but the thing is about Drew's hun face, Drew is a trained actor. So even her over-rehearsed faces are very over-rehearsed. So they're still like flawless. So, okay. Please stop talking about Drew's face card. It's gonna eat the girls up every time, okay? Because Drew hasn't touched her face. All the girls are lovely, but most of the girls have touched their face. Is it really fake though? That you still gonna hear it though? All this time is me somewhere to see it though. I've always been fine, yeah, this face is my original. Watch me spin, watch me spin around this pole. Okay, it hit me. This face is my original. That's Drew's original. You can't come for faces. Not over there. Not with Drew Sidora. Okay? And so then Pinky says that Drew inserted herself. Y'all, I was really amazed at this. I said, Pinky, for one, you of all people saying that somebody inserted themselves in the beef that ain't theirs, as much as you over talk and try to get to the bottom of stuff and try to rule and supreme over how things and conversations are going to go, not you. Not you, Pinky. I was flabbergasted. I really was. And then, ooh, what time is it? Okay, that's not crazy. And then, child, oh, excuse me. She says that Drew inserted herself. She spoke up because somebody was referencing her. Because you're not going to talk about a situation that involves me in my presence and then think it's going to get really skirted past. And if we really going to talk about who inserted themselves, it's Kelly. Because Kelly was nowhere near this conversation. We weren't referencing her, talking about her. No situations involved her. And yet she over there, amen, cornering it. You slept with every Nigerian in Atlanta. And that's why I don't like this clique. That's why I don't like them. Because it's like, y'all will literally set the fire. Strike. Y'all will set the matches. Set all the matches. Just take a box of matches and strike them and just let them drop. Strike them, let them drop. Strike them, let them drop. A couple of them strikes is going to, they're going to catch, and it's going to be a fire. And now y'all sitting here like, oh my God, I can't believe it's the fire. How dare this fire be in my presence? That's how. So, K Michelle is saying that Portia don't run her and she don't run Atlanta. I said, when did Portia ever say that she ran Atlanta? This is K Michelle just throwing a tantrum to get attention. And it's like, I get the plot, but it was not executed good. It just wasn't executed good. K Michelle is given, she thought she'd have a bigger role. She thought that the girls would be like, oh my God, K Michelle. And they was just kind of like, oh, hey, K Michelle, I listen to your music. Yeah, no, you are. Okay, girl, well, come on. You know what I mean? It feels like she thought that the girls might fangirl. So when they didn't, she had to pivot. And it's a very lame pivot, I might say. This thing I got like no color. It's got a little pigment, I guess. It's a little bit of something. I feel like this is, Okay. So Shamia goes to her mom's house for a family scene. This annoyed me because I was with Shamia. Shamia walked in and said, I don't smell nothing cooking. I said, right, because why is the full set of pots on the stove and not a lick of food is in that none of them? She just wanted to show y'all she got good clothes and good pots, okay? Somebody remind her here. Girl, sit down somewhere. She like, well, you want some cheese grits? And she pulls one of the empty pots off the stove to make some cheese grits. The sister like, I just want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with some apple jelly. And I'm like, make your own damn sandwich. She about to make some cheese grits. You gotta stand over grits and you can't be leaving grits unattended, girl. They're gonna make your own sandwich, child. So anyway, they sitting here talking about how the group is divided and people are acting like Shamia is the one that causes the division. So they talk about the girls and how Shamia is faring in the group, essentially. Oh, well. They also talk about the new surrogate. Apparently, Shamia is really no longer excited. She's more nervous than anything because this is the last male embryo, and the last 5 didn't take. She had some implanted before Shadina got Shia. I think it was same time maybe, but Shadina had some boys implanted. They had some surrogate from last year implanted, and this is the last male embryo. So she's kind of freaking out, and I'm like, yeah, babes. I feel for Shamia though, as much as she can make herself a laughing point because she tries to poke so hard at other people as if she's, just sitting in a glass house. Like, stop throwing stones when you sit in a glass house, babe, because this is a very serious situation. Men want a boy. A lot of men want a boy. And if men are able to not only provide, but overly provide to where you can't be like, oh, well, I would have to take off work and I can't take off work. Or, oh, I would need a nanny because now it's 3 kids. And, oh, we would need childcare for the... Gerald has money on money on money on money to take care of any amount of kids that he shall want. So I can see her feeling that pressure even more. And then he's not stingy with the money because she's, he ain't stingy with the money. And so she does feel that obligation. And as a wife and mom, that ish is real. That ish is real. Now, my husband ain't got Gerald money for me to feel as pressured as Shamia. So I don't feel it that deeply. But I do understand that pressure of, dang, this is what he wants. And there's also that added pressure of, and it just is what it is. African men, a lot of those tribes, they are allowed to have multiple wives. Because that's my first thought. A lot of people like, he gonna leave Shamia, he gonna leave Shamia. I don't think he gonna leave Shamia, but you see all this house they got? Those 3 rooms down there, she gonna have to get them 3 rooms down there up. Cause the new wife and the baby boy is gonna move in down there. Yeah. Scoot on over, Shamia. And not to make light of it, but maybe she better work on trying to avoid that. But yeah, as we know, the male is responsible for X or Y. So it's his fault that these boys ain't coming to be. And now there's new research that the sperm is the age. The age of the sperm is what determines the health of the baby, the zygote, the embryo. Girl, it's just a lot that goes into that. And it's very interesting to see it play out on TV and not have Gerald's opinion. Like, Gerald isn't in the confessional sitting next to her saying, man, I really want a boy, but I don't want you to put all the stress on yourself. We don't see him say that. So we don't know how he feel. And a lot of people jump to the exact opposite of Gerald is sitting there like I said, you can't give me a boy? Let me see who can. Bow, 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 bow. Pinky's daughter is doing a photo shoot. Angela's daughter comes to pose as well. Super cute. Love the kids. Get a bag. Put it in a savings. 529. Make sure they college is set. All of the things. I need to start Melina's this year. I said this year. We are starting on this 529. I'm very excited about that. Excited about that. Cynthia do some poses with the baby as well. What's her name? Diella. Now Cynthia asked them how the party go after she left. Because remember, she had to leave early. Pinky and Angela talk about how Kay was mad at Portia and Drew. But Cynthia's like, but Portia's been trying to be her friend. Portia's not a mean girl. I said, Portia's not a mean girl for no reason. But Angela chimes in and says that their real issue is that they share an ex. K. Michelle says so, or whatever, right? So they tell her about how Kelly said the whole she effed every Nigerian in Atlanta. Cynthia's like, whoo, thank God I was gone by then, because what is all of this? She then asked them to fix it. Okay, I'm tasking y'all to fix it all. I said, Cynthia is really the anchor. I was wondering from the intro when we saw her. Now what else is going on? I was like, I thought Portia was supposed to be, you know, boom, even though it never makes sense for a polarizing character to be the nucleus, because they're not going to be able to get everybody together. So I guess in a sense it does make sense for it to be a friend of, because they're not main cast, so they don't have to find a storyline and fight for no reason. You know what I mean? So it does kind of make sense for it to be Cynthia. She's an OG. She knows all of the girls. Well, she's cordial with all of the girls. She ain't beefing with nobody. So maybe they need to keep it like that. They should keep it like that. Because Cynthia said, here are your marching orders. Go forth when you have done your tasks, okay? She told them to fix it. I said, not big 50 cent, okay? Big 50, not the little one. Pinky says to Angela, you my friend now, so I can tell you this, but you be instigating. I don't think you do it on purpose. I think you just really be wanting to know, but you be instigating. Cynthia says, girl, you ain't too far behind, baby. Like, you are not too far behind, girl. Okay, and Pinky lacks self-awareness. Some stuff you can tell, okay, she knows better. She just, you know, I guess gonna do it for the plot. But sometimes it truly seems like she lacks self-awareness. And this is where I'm like, this will be interesting to see play out on TV, because I like Pinky. I like Pinky. The first few episodes was a little rough. The way bankruptcy was the only thing we heard out of her mouth. And she was telling everybody about her husband, and then she lied to her husband like he's not going to be able to see this. It was just kind of like, okay. But now she's actually a participating member in, you know, what's going on, and not just in her bankruptcy bubble. Okay, I like Pinky, and I would like to see her back. Okay, Michelle. I would like to see you back. I would like to see you fare better than what is going on right now. So we do see this little mini clip where Pinky goes to Portia's house, and she is just over talking Portia. Just every time Portia tries to answer a question that she asks, she ends up over talking her. Portia doesn't answer. Portia's trying to fight the talk. And at first I was like, see, this is what we should have seen instead of some Kelly scenes. But then I was like, no, it probably would have annoyed me to see a full conversation of Portia trying to talk and Pinky aggressively over talking her. That would have annoyed me. That would have annoyed me. So that's the one scene where I'm like, I guess it makes sense that you did it that way. I got a glass of ice water and a pineapple mimosa. So, Kelly. I ain't even writing no notes on this. Kelly goes to Phaedra's house. She ain't got no bra on. Phaedra looking at her nipples because, you know, Phaedra is so freaked out. She has to find a way to sexualize everybody she comes across. Mind you, this one I ain't got a problem with. Phaedra posted a picture of the chef from Sound Bath Night. Arm around her shoulder, hand like right up here. Big, tall, fine something. I said, oh, I know he whipping up all that food in that kitchen. How Phaedra get down? Y'all seen All the Queen's Men. That's her Tommy right there. That man big and strong and he can cook. Hey, am I a good girl today? Stop. Let me stop, y'all. She over there. And basically, Kelly apologizes for popping off at the sound bath event. She didn't want to do it at Phaedra's house. It just kind of happened. She admits that she's doing too much multiple times in this episode, but at no point do she feels like she owes Portia an apology. Because it's like, you can be mad at her, but just lashing out because you mad is just like, you ain't arguing with the girl. She ain't saying nothing about you. You're just triggered at every turn. And just, Kelly, go see the lady. But she went to go see the dentist, get some new teeth, y'all. Shamia come in there. They're randomly wearing the same little aloe two-piece, okay, showing off everything they purchased from the doctor. Shamia look good, though. Shamia still look good. I don't think Shamia... Did Shamia have a baby yet? I don't know. It might have just been a little lipo. It might have just been a little lipo, but whatever she did it right. She did it right. I don't mind people getting a little surgery here and there, especially if you on TV. Child, please. Somebody say they finna put me on some Housewives. I'm going to see. I at least, it's like, I feel like I can lose weight on my own, but the skin is the skin. And people be saying, oh, get this type of cream and rub it on them, and when you work out, it's a tightening cream, and oh, take collagen and it'll tighten them up. But I'm like, baby, these is double D's. These is double D's. We'll see. We'll see, but that'll be the first thing. Little lipo, little lift flow. That'll be it. That'll be it for me, baby. Anywho, this ain't even about me. This is about Kelly and them teeth. She has Shamia there. They in the same fit, being lame as usual. Shamia jumps on top of Kelly and is straddling her. And I said, Drew ain't even in this episode like that, but she strikes again when it comes to what she is this episode. She ain't all up and through this episode like that. But when she was talking about Cynthia and talking about how Kelly, talking to Cynthia about how Kelly and Shamia are, and she straddled her and was like, shot clock. I said, yeah, that was so accurate, because here Shamia is hopping on top of this girl and straddling her. So let's get back to Kelly and these new teeth. $70,000 for a new smile. Apparently Shamia hooked her up with this Jarvis character, okay? He sent some flowers up there. And this little crazy looking necklace with a picture on it with her and her girls. Okay. So Pinky and Cynthia, man, hold up. Not even okay. Let's step back. So I was watching another review. Who was I watching? Dang, I can't remember who I was watching. Was it Color Me Pink? I was watching somebody else. And the people was like, maybe it was Jamie, that's me. One of them. The people was like, I think it's a storyline. I don't think that man paid no $70K for them teeth, because she on the company website. She doing promo online. So if it was free for promo online. And I said, Lord, not a clockable fake story. Like, oh my gosh, try harder. Kelly don't even be trying. And that's why I don't like Kelly. Some people think it was real gaggy that she wore the t-shirt. Real gaggy that she always coming for Portia. But I'm like, is it? Come for Portia with reason and it'll be gaggy that you stand up for yourself. But you creating the beef, starting the beef, creating the beef, continuing the beef, being mad when she finally responds to the beef, and then crying about your daughters conceived someone. Go sit down somewhere. Because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay? Ooh. So Pinky and Cynthia set up the lunch for K. Michelle and Portia to talk. We see K Michelle in the confessional saying she's going to keep it cordial because Portia is huge and can beat her ass. I screamed. And then I thought back to because I be watching them with my mom, and my mom don't be watching them if I'm not over there for real, for real. So we was watching it back, and I was watching. It was the episode when they got to arguing in Dallas, and Portia was the one that held K Michelle. I said, that's why. That's why she said, oh, that girl bodied me a little bit too easy. I don't know. I don't want to smoke. And that's real. Because even if you can't fight, even if you got hands, as a little person, you have to understand that even if your hands is at a level 10, a tall person with a level 6, 7 hands, they can lay you out. Because for one, they tall. They reach is stumping you. They can wear you out and you can't even get close enough to you trying to get under there. You trying to dodge and get under there because the reach is too much and yours ain't enough. So I could appreciate K Michelle for acknowledging, just the pure biology and anatomy of the situation. So there's that. So they have a fun little sit down. I really like these moments because as fake as they can be sometimes, yes, we know it's fake. They're frenemies for TV. But you should fake. Who are they making up? It's TV. We have to be able to film, so we can't fight at every sit down. And that's what I can appreciate about Portia is she understands that we need some fun with the fighting. It can't be fighting every single time we sit down. That's not fun, and nobody want to watch that. So yes, we have to fake makeup even though we really don't mean it, but such is the cycle of reality television, friends. Okay, so Pinky's like, I think my voice going out. Portia said, good. And Pinky and they bust out laughing. And it was just a fun little cute little genuine moment because that's when she was telling us about how Pinky was at her house over talking the mess out of her, and we see a little clip of said interaction. Baby Cynthia and Pinky get up from the tables to let Kay and Portia talk, and they just run all around the mulberry bush, baby. Word to Portia in the earliest seasons. Portia's like, well, my thing is, by the time you brought it to me, I was over it, and I was, basically saying she was dismissive because I heard it from everybody else. Everybody else came to tell me how you felt before you did. And K Michelle's like, okay, I'll admit that. I'll eat that being wrong for not bringing it to you. But she's still harping on this. Oh, the first group of venue was coming for Kelly. Portia's like, girl, if that's what your problem is, buckle up because you're going to see way worse in this group. And I'm like, exactly that. Like, they was hugging by the end of that meeting. Some girls be storming out ready to fight. At the end of these lunches, like, you've seen way worse already. Why are you still harping on that this deep, girl? Just... They never really resolve anything, okay? She just ends up shifting it to being Drew's fault. Pinky is like, when we get to the bottom of the scheme, we get to the bottom of the scheme. Portia's like, yeah, girl, you got to let that go too. You got to let that go. And she's just like, well, I don't know if I let it go, and I'm going to let it go. And what are we doing? What are we doing here, girl? So then they're like, where we at with it? Bottom of the scheme. She claims that Drew put herself in the black situation. And this annoys me because it's like, we're not finna keep saying that she put herself in that situation as if she wasn't a part of said situation being referenced. Black wouldn't be brought up if it wasn't for Drew. You keep bringing it up and blaming Drew. Like, how do we not associate you bringing up black with Drew? Me no comprende, okay? It's just real cray-cray. So they get to getting. They shake on having like a truce. What was the truce? They can be mad for 48 hours, but after that they have to tell it. But she is still just harping on, well, Drew. First I thought it was Phaedra, Portia, and Drew. Then I talked to Portia. Well, then I talked to Phaedra. Then I talked to Portia. Now I just think it's Drew. Okay. Portia's in the confessional like, yeah, Drew is known to dig stuff up sometimes. But she, she ain't got no reason to be doing that. Why would she do that to K Michelle? And I'm like, because K Michelle just got here. Like, why would she do that? We see Drew have a meeting with her people. Jesus, this is going long. I still got a lot to talk about. Drew has a meeting with her team, y'all. All these people. Now, when she listens to people out, it really, as long as everybody's not on full-time retainer, I can see the people that she had. Because it was like publicist, stylist, hair person, makeup person, manager, 2 assistants. I don't think that's crazy. Now, if this hair person don't need to be following you around, this hair person don't need to be with you every day. But I can see, okay, during filming, you need to be over here every 3 days. Every 3 days, you need to be laying this wig. You need to be doing this. I can absolutely see that. Makeup artist, every time I got a big event, you need to be coming over here beating his face. Absolutely. Yeah. Assistant, okay, when you're on vacation, I need somebody that's already in place that knows everything, my happiness and stuff. One can be full-time, one can be part-time. Yeah. It wasn't all that crazy to me. I think that was a decent team for somebody who, is trying to be back out in the industry she is. She still got a lot of, Drew is a Tootie girl. Drew got movies, Drew got things, Drew got schedules, Drew got things, errands and things. So that team wasn't all that crazy to me. Now, if it was more than what was in their room, well, some people, did they say, it was 2 people, I didn't catch what they did. But yeah, the rest of the people, the ones that I named, it sounds legit to me. So they were there to meet the new manager, Keon. She needs somebody to basically rein in all the craziness on her team. And craziness it is, okay? Pure chaos and dysfunction. This is where it becomes like, dang, maybe you do have too many people if everybody can't get along, if it's just too much going on. So she's talking about how everybody's professional. They're talking about how each other are unprofessional. This person get fired every so often. This person be drunk. This person be arguing. This person don't do the wigs right. Just all types of craziness. I said, go ahead, give Drew a little 3-pack episode. The next time she got a big stage performance, the next time she's shooting a video, give her a little 3 episodes of the week leading up to her doing that. If y'all gave, what's that lady's name? If y'all gave the Grand Dame them episodes to go back to Surrey County to do whatever she was doing, y'all can give Drew a little 2-3 pack of episodes, okay? I wouldn't mind seeing that. Shamia and Angela go out for a reading session, okay? It cracked me up just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. It was lame every time Shamia goes for the Sasquatch, the size 12 shoe, the tall lady with the big feet. Okay, Shamia, we get it. They get to getting along. Shamia starts talking about her discernment. Your discernment should help you buy some houses. I said, not another event. Discernment. Your discernment is off when it comes to me, okay? Angela is still upset that Shamia feels like she broke up her and Portia. I mean, you definitely sped up the process, Angela. I ain't saying that she did it because Portia and Shamia had been broken for years. Portia and Shamia been real fractured ever since then, but Angela definitely played her part in making sure we could just chop this all the way down. Making sure we can get this friendship all the way out of here, okay? So both of them need to take part in the way that they held apart in Shamia and Portia breaking down because, yeah, child. Yeah. So what happened next? Because that's what she brings up next. You still blame me for that. You did, girl. You helped them with that. But Angela could... No, Shamia. Shamia says she's not there to talk about Portia. I'm not here to talk about Portia. We're not going to talk about Portia. Okay? But Shamia is confused on how Angela made up with Portia, the girl who said she would sleep with her husband, and not me, Shamia, for laughing at her saying that she would sleep with her husband. I said, well then, I ain't have nothing to say with that one. Point Shamia. Point Shamia, because I be forgetting about that. I be forgetting about Portia saying that. I really do. Angela is like, are you using your brain or Candy's brain? I said, you a fan, you a fan, you a fan. Get out of here with that. Candy. You should that name should never be coming out your mouth on camera. You should have felt lame saying that. You ain't never even met Candy. Even if it could be true, you've never met Candy. How are you to know? Okay. Shamia is talking about Angela was one of them little ponytail girls that was mad at the girls with the good hair. I said, Shamia does stuff like this, and then the fans be mad when Angela responds and says that Angela is being colorist. When Shamia basically just called her nappy head. Called her nappy head. And this is on the fans, not Shamia. This on the fans. That one's on the fans. Shamia insinuates that Charles be cheating. Angela insinuates that Shamia be cheating. Tells her that basically she be selling it to these pro athletes that she's cheered for. You need to get a job. Them houses foreclosed. You ain't got no money. I got businesses, baby. I need to get a job like the men that pay you. The men that pay you. Baby, Shamia hopped right on up and left. Shamia claims that production told her to get up and leave. But I'm just like, okay. They doing confessionals on the street outside, baby. I was like, what? If your husband is seeing me outside, that means that he is outside. I said, and she's saying this while she is outside. I loved it. It was cute. It was real nostalgic for them to give us that, okay? So that is it for this episode, y'all. It was a pretty good episode. Like I said, I watch it for what it is and I don't compare it to the past. And, you know, I just make sure I enjoy it because this is a good season. Best season we've had in a good while. So I am going to watch it and not judge it so harshly, you know? So I hope y'all are enjoying it. I hope y'all are enjoying this review. I have been on here yapping a long time, okay? Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what y'all think. Y'all watching the show still? Y'all liking the show? Y'all liking the reviews? Tell me in the comments. Bye.